Welcome to another episode of Crypto Talks Wednesdays on the June 8th, 2022. A very exciting, I think, episode where we'll be hosting our friend, uh, partner of Niftysouq, the first Arab NFT souq in the region, Talal Alafghani, who will be joining us within a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, let's go with our unusual talks and updates of what's happening in general, how you can follow us on our podcast, and we will start from there. So, again, in less than a minute, our guest will be with us. I really love to welcome him. Then, as usual, this is the segment that we open with the crypto fraud. Make sure not to fall of any fraud. We are here. Myself, my co-host Tay. I'm gonna excuse Tay today. His voice is totally gone. Safe recovery. Hope you are well. Show must go on. And we continue as promised, whether we are in the airport, in the in the airplane, in the hotel, myself or Tay, the show is continuing. So make sure all of your due diligence is happening on the crypto space, because today we are really living in a fast age of not just digital transformation, but the blockchain, the crypto, the NFTs has made it even faster. If a dream is too good to be true, make sure you check. Don't fall victims to fraud. Don't fall victims to bad projects. Most of the bad projects, as we saw and we mentioned on the talk show, technically they have failed. So we've been here for around 16 months now. So we are proud of this. Zero break, and we are continuing. Don't forget to follow us on our podcast on Anghami, Google, Apple, you name it. We are there. Just Google us, and then you will find us. Make sure to subscribe. So before actually we go into the news, let's host our guest and then welcome him on the platform. Welcome, Talal.
Hi, Rudy.
Hello, welcome to the Crypto Talks Wednesdays live. We're really glad to have you on this platform and try to really benefit from all of the information that you will bringing for us. I think it's going to be valuable for those that are thinking about starting their NFT journey, because it is a journey. It's not a project that will start, you make money, or you fail and you go out. First, introduce yourself, Talal. I'll give you the option to introduce yourself, and then we'll continue from there.
Thank you for having me, Rudy. I love how sharp you were and like focusing on like the fraud. Be careful, do your due diligence, and so on. So thank you very much. Your crypto talks were NFTs, we're cousins. So also thank you for having me. I'm Talal Alafghani. I'm one of the main co-founders of Niftysouq. Me and my partner Nabil Sayed. We started our journey like more than a year ago, creating Niftysouq. We wanted in the beginning to do NFT as a service, like do businesses on the global platforms. We found a lot of difficulties, so we decided to fix them by building Niftysouq, and that's how we started our journey.
Okay, that's some nice intro. I will put, by the way, in the chat for those. Don't forget to enter your questions in the chat. We're always welcome your questions, and then we will try to benefit from Talal as much as we can, and the time allows for him to really guide us on what are they doing. And this is what our question is. You mentioned lightly about NFT souq, so dive us more into the NFT, into first NFT souq. When did it start? What's happening? What are the modules that you have? What is the business, and where are you going?
Thank you, Rudy. First of all, we started like last April. We wanted to do NFT as a service, as I told you, on a global platform. So we wanted to bring local artists, local like curated art, or like local producers of worthy art, or let's say projects, and put them on a global platform to help onboard them. We found a lot of difficulties. First of all, access to crypto is almost difficult in general. Some countries are banned, some are not. Then you go work, create your artwork, or we do a project with the artists. They go there, their followers want to buy their art, but they can't access it. Also, again, the same issue. Unfortunately, with the NFTs, it's a bit technical. Even buying crypto is becoming more or like easier. With NFTs, you need to have wallets, seed phrase, hide it, buy Ethereum, go into other chains, connect it, then go and shop for that art. So from the creator's part, we could not onboard a lot of artists. They had to be techies, and there's a lot of like effort in the beginning, and it's still a weird technology. And anybody who says it's easy is like just fooling themselves. From the buyers, it's even a bit more trickier. So we stopped and said, "Khalas, we will just launch Niftysouq." So we launched first in October. We were on Ethereum. It was a bit pricey for the independent artists to be there. Gas fees like were crazy. Sometimes it reached $200 plus. So then we moved to Polygon and we launched in December. We were the first to launch in the MENA region, and that gave us some beautiful insights and head start. So all the validations or like the difficulties were real. So we launched, we did the basic options, and we kept it Web 3.0 native, no payment gateways, etc. And we spoke to the creators and the buyers. And now Niftysouq will launch with some beautiful features. We like to think they're going to be great for the market. But the good thing is like the insights came from the creators and the buyers. Ideally, now you can buy with a credit card from anywhere in MENA. That's one thing. Second, you don't need to have a wallet per se. We will have an uncustodial wallet on our platform. So you own your assets, you can migrate them, but you don't have to think about creating the wallet in the first time. From the buyer's side, you just basically have to have a credit card, and you will have that as well. So for the creator, it's going to be as easy as uploading something on Dropbox. And from the buyer's side, it's like ordering a pizza on Talabat or one of those places. So from that moment on, we advise all the creators to choose their platform, the platform that would serve them. So if they have global reach and their like clientele or the persona that they will buy their art, they will have access to this technology easier. Maybe they will be on a global platform. But I think if you are in MENA region, it makes sense to come to such a local platform. And again, we're giving a lot of support. You are not lost on a sea of NFTs. We're featuring it. You can find poetry. You can find, for example, Levant art. You can find Saudi art. So there's a lot of categories that nobody will take care of as if it was born from the Middle East. So this is exactly what we're launching with Niftysouq 2.0, let's say, and hopefully we'll get to 3.0 soon.
Indeed. Yeah. So really interesting, talking about Niftysouq. So if you want to follow Talal on LinkedIn, this is Talal link. I have put it also in the chat below. And if you want to know more about Niftysouq, it's niftysouq.com. And funny, Talal, to mention, I didn't know you then, but now I know you. When you launched Niftysouq, we were live actually. And then we mentioned about it that there's a first Arab NFT space that has been created. So we were here mentioning that. And it was funny because the adoption then, I think it was in the very early stages of how things can go, and really interesting. So yeah.
We had a conversation last April about to explain to artists NFTs, like signed CD. You have the original souvenir from a concert.
Hashing, ledger.
No. We were going to CDs, original T-shirt, concert, and still was tricky. Now they're educated and just like, why would I want to be there? How I protect my assets? So the kind of discussions we're having now
It's different.
It's different. They're amazing. So it's not about like whether NFTs is a reality or not. It's like, how do I benefit from it? Which kind of route I would take? Should I do unique art, one of a kind, or one of a many? Do I create a collection? Do I price normally and then appreciate in value? So the artists are like progressing massively. So it's delightful to us. Like it's just like we're loving it now more than
Indeed.
started.
Indeed. So I just want to say also salute to Nabil Sayed, your co-founder. Hopefully, I think he should be online watching. So all the best. If you are in the chat, just say hi so we know. Yeah. So let's go into more, tones of what's the future of NFT? Could it be also something called NFT 2.0?
I think nobody knows, but what we're seeing and everybody is noticing, there's a lot of people saying there's a hype, a lot of projects will fail, it's not gonna last. I guess what made us step into it is the long-term game of it. If anybody looks at NFTs as a one project, it's maybe very hard to grasp, and you would be like, you need to have a huge amount of faith in one project or one area. But if you look at the deployment of the smart contract and anybody from the crypto space, and since we're on Cryptotalks, everybody was trading Solana, Tezos, Sand, Ethereum, Cardano, all those great technology companies. Like, this is the application. So people were trading like since 6-7 years, heavily maybe or more adopted since 3-4 years. Now this is the application. So if anybody looks at NFTs as one project or one area, I think that's very small. If you look at the smart contract, self-executing, no admin, you protect your assets, the smart contract and the royalty could go forever. This gives you unlimited amount of applications and untapped potential for monetization for the creators, for brands, for communities, for time to be tokenized. Like, everything could be moving into that application. And I guess it's infinite. It's just like, this is the tip of the iceberg. So I don't think NFTs per se, or those projects that are being popular, could last or not. I don't know. But the technology will definitely last. And everybody talks about it. The bubble happened with the .com, then everything crashed, or like, let's say early 2000. And then a lot of great companies emerged and changed the face of communication globally. A lot of projects will fail, but the technology will definitely last.
Yeah, and I'm totally believer of what you said. Also, that I think our future purchases as a utility will be fully on NFT. For example, if you want to go get your future Tesla car, that will be bought using an NFT, not for the financial part, not for the payment part, but for the proof that is always there, where you can always refer to in a digital aspect, not in a physical aspect. That's one of the use cases. Of course, house deeds, you name it, any other. It's a beautiful trend, let's
Rudy,
say.
I will tell you one thing small. If I would buy a ticket to a concert or like to a show around the corner, and it's a $10 ticket, I'd rather buy it as an NFT for $10 because I can sell it without having to go into a gray market and give me your $10. I give you the ticket. I trust you, etc. And the concert creators will not ban this process because they're making money in the royalty. So, like buying a Tesla maybe once in like few years event, and maybe buying a land also, physical one, but buying a ticket, getting a hotel room, like you buy a hotel room, if it's an NFT, you can auction it and you could sell it a day before if your trip is canceled. An airline ticket, and the airline company will not be mad because they're making some little money extra and they have this seat utilized. So even smaller applications like day-to-day activities, if they're within an NFT, it's like nice. And even that ticket for that silly concert around the corner, if like 20 years down the road that singer becomes famous, or you take the love of your life, the love of your life to that concert, it has sentimental value, you still own it. It's not just a paper that you threw. So it could be much simpler to start with, not the big stuff.
Indeed. You mentioned a little bit about the future of NFT 2.0. Mentioning now the trend, I think you also mentioned it, but do you think that trend is over in terms of a trend, not in terms of utilities?
The trend of creating projects, regenerative.
The trend of thinking of making millions of dollars, the trend of NFT is art, NFT is pixel art, NFT is all first entrance hype.
I think what's happening with the global markets is making anybody reluctant about anything. Even if you want to buy Apple and Facebook, Meta, and whatever Google stocks, you're going to be like, are they profitable? Are they making money? So, of course, the impact is higher on NFTs. I don't think this will slow down. I think it will just keep growing because it's the creator economy for once and for the beginning. So the community decides. It's not like a company decides or a government decides. So as long as it's driven by communities and artists and creators, there's an infinite amount of potentials and still gonna keep growing. So it's the same when it happened like with YouTube now. So when YouTube opened this platform, the amount of content creation is increasing. They cannot decrease. So with the NFT technology, I think they will keep increasing. Like whether the adoption is going to be as fast or the direction will going to be is going to be stay like will remain with what started. I think it's impossible. Like this quick box cash in cash out, this phenomena will disappear sometime soon. But at a increase of the trend, it will just grow. There's no slowing down because there's a lot of areas and people are just learning, and everybody who learns it understands it is never stopping. Why would
Indeed,
a
indeed.
creator keep doing stuff and put them on Instagram to get likes and not make money out of it?
That's the
Like,
creator economy you mentioned.
yeah, why would you
Indeed,
do that to make
indeed.
Mark Zuckerberg richer? يعني make little money for yourself.
For not make it for the Arab world, make it for your project, not just for your project, but for the Arab projects. Indeed. I
Um,
have another question which is
it's
related
even
to.
it's even harder in the MENA region. It's even harder. The way, like, I think it's like this technology for those countries. Like we have fragmented economy, like countries next to each other you cannot visit, so the artists cannot monetize. Sometimes you can't get a visa. Sometimes the unit economics,
Now the
$100.
border is kind of a little bit
Yeah,
open.
$100 in one of the countries could make a fortune for the country next to it. So this we need it more. Like in the US, let's say 300 million people or 300 plus, same dollar value, different economy between states, but it's almost the same. And in our countries, like they could be adjacent. $100 could be like a family's worth of food, and for another country next to it, it's just a spend for a couple of coffees, like a couple of like you just spend it on a cafe around the corner. So we need it more than some other countries, and that's how it's going to be redistributed, and it's going to be again for the creators. We're having a lot of questions,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Bob asked this question, and my next question was
Yes,
about.
available in
Bob
KSA.
asked,
I'm in Riyadh
is
now. Hi
NFT
from
Souq
Riyadh.
available in KSA? My question is, what's the status of NFT in it as a whole in the GCC and Arab nation, and then where is Niftysouq available?
Okay, globally, NFTs as digital goods is not touching crypto. So all the regulations against or like the regulatory bodies that are trying to govern the trade of crypto or access to crypto has nothing to do with NFTs. Until now, it's a gray area globally. So we're operating within the same rules. And for us, once this is governed by governments, we're very ready. We're speaking to people from the UAE. I'm in Riyadh now in Saudi. We're also keen to speak to the creators or like the government bodies or like the people who are organizing this. You are basically working under digital goods and art, or let's say utilities. So there's no regulations against it. A lot of people are just doing it on a global platforms. We're operating locally. So that's the only difference. We are available in KSA. The payment gateway will be actually active also in KSA, Lebanon, Jordan, Saudi, UAE. So this makes it accessible. For you as a creator, it's also very easy to create from any country in the MENA region because technically we do not touch crypto or hold it. It's just the dollar value that we trade with, like let's say, or the fiat equivalent of a value. So I hope I didn't go technical. We're available in MENA and
No,
yes.
I have a question because you mentioned it before and then you mentioned it now. Which is the idea of integrating the visa for making things much easier for the client or for the artist or for the person that wants to purchase art. And I think that's a very high advantage, noting that decentralization and everything related to that. What was the biggest advantage, or that you guys thought of, why you want to implement the visa? Was it for those reasons, something else?
We have one nice artist who did a rap track. He launched it. He made one of 23. He's not a very famous artist. We like him. He's just very independent. So he announced it. We got 18,000 people visiting his track, like on Niftysouq, within like 3 hours. Around 15,000 went into buy, and the price was in dollar. When we reached to connect a wallet, they would just drop.
Yeah.
The ones who were continuing to install the wallet could not access crypto probably. So he sold 3 pieces. Imagine if this is like a credit card transaction.
That's a very bad funnel.
Yeah, for him and us. So we're
Yeah.
gonna fix it. So the numbers are staggering. I think a lot of like my friends came to me in the beginning. It's like I want to buy an NFT. Yalla, okay. I'll send you the crypto. You give me dollars. We go install the MetaMask, connect it, send it, see the phrases. Like, you know what? I'll drop it. They close the laptop and leave and go do other stuff. It's not a mainstream technology yet.
So again, welcome to Crypto Talks, and then whatever you have questions in the chat, we are ready to take them. And Talal is really keen on being with us, and then trying to answer as much as you can. So let's move on to another one, which is NFT is really highly related to Metaverse. What do you think about the Metaverse, and should any Arab Metaverse be created in our region, or should we rely as usual, but that rule, should we rely as usual on the West?
I wish somebody would do that, but it's a huge technology investment. So there must be a massive like the problem, if you think about it, like I'll just go to gaming and for like because it's the closest. So a lot of Arabic games, they're just using global engines and they're just localizing the characters and the game rules, etc. So for you to do such a huge, gigantic, humongous project, it's a huge amount of technical infrastructure and money deployed upfront. I'm not hearing about anybody who's doing. There's a lot of nice local projects, and we know of like Metatron in Abu Dhabi and a few other nice projects, and they're doing a lot of things on those platforms. So they're localizing. I've heard discussion about like an Arabic Islamic compliant metaverse. Nice idea, but the engines needed to build metaverses or like a metaverse are humongous. If somebody does not start today with the deepest pockets ever and the tech background that will take a lot, and this gets crowdfunding from here until the end of the world, I don't see it happening per se. But what do we know? Like anything could happen. So
Exactly.
I'm guesstimating, but nobody knows.
I know, but the idea of I spoke to Facebook engineers who are really developing the metaverse itself within Meta, and they say we are in the beginning of the development, because in my belief, whatever was developed by Meta is a knockoff of many other things. There's many better engines out there, especially on the Unreal Engine, because that's what we want. On the visual user aspect, I don't want to see half people cut doing meetings, limited. When you wear goggles, it's not the best feeling. At least you cannot wear it for 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but then it's a big challenge. So there's a lot of challenges there.
I think it's not
And
going to be local. It's going to be like Black Mirror. You put something here,
yeah,
you're connected.
exactly. And I think really about the disruption in that space is huge, where, for example, Meta is spending billions and billions on their goggles, where later on, I think Apple or somebody else will come in with a product which is super augmented reality, sunglasses, normal. And then we have to wait and see this innovation. It has a 10-year, anyway. The idea of this, it has a 10-year growth span, but it's a $1 trillion industry, and everybody has a space to make something, because in the end you need to replicate everything.
I like there are those engines are building, like this is the good thing about Web 3.0 in general. I don't want to use it just as a word. Like nobody can stop you from building on it because it's blockchain. So for example, Rudy and the team makes a gallery like of NFTs. I want to go build a museum on top of it, and I on the front of this museum, and I gather them in a like in a nice walk-through experience. I can sell tickets to access your NFTs, and you cannot stop me. This is what you cannot do with other projects. So you cannot build APIs on Facebook or Google or YouTube. but you cannot stop anybody from doing stuff on Ethereum because it's decentralized. So if you have the imagination, you go see which metaverse you want to bet on, and you build applications on that, like whether applications inside or gaming or like customization. So there is a room to do stuff, and it's just the beginning. And also, this is how blockchain will, like, it's like parallel universes, but I think at the end they will just start talking to each other, and the exchange of data, or like, let's say, assets and flow between them will happen. Like, so anything around this space needs a lot of imagination. Nobody can know, but we can just guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question from Tay, which says, "Hello Talal, do you think authors can benefit from Niftysouq NFTs applied in books?"
I have
Interesting question.
very interesting questions. I have good amount of books that I don't want anymore.
Maybe
And
we're talking here maybe about authors publishing their
yeah,
books.
but I will tell you what. So if I can sell it as an NFT, or if the original I can access through an NFT, so just simple. Like, let's say it's a blog, it's a document, and the access is the NFT. The key is the NFT. So if I sell it and the author is putting royalty of 7%, I think I would be happy to cash out my money after I used it, and the author will get 7% on the second sale without him worrying about printing or Kindle
Same
or
as I think Apple. What do you call it? Not Apple. Sorry, Amazon Kindle, if I'm not mistaken, or
yeah, but
these platforms where you can browse it online, and it's a digital product. Because Tay has a nice book about his story. You should get it, by the way. It's a
okay.
very interesting story, and it started by a pizza and a Bitcoin.
Oh,
Um, but in a refugee camp, so it has a more value of helping humans. That's probably the right use
lovely.
case.
Let's put the link of the book to
I
be
will.
bought.
I will now. Tay, please put it in the chat,
Yes,
and I will
please.
highlight it
I think
also.
yes,
Um,
and imagine this: like, if somebody wants to take a small piece of the book and use it elsewhere. So if there's a fractional NFT, you can have a split royalty without going and signing documents
yeah,
and seeing the bank account.
that's also possible.
Self-executing contract. So you put it, you give fractional NFTs, people can take it, and you make royalty. Talal bought it, wants to sell it to another person for half the price, maybe. You still make 7% instead of downloading it as PDF and just giving it away, or
Indeed.
keeping the book at home, like physical, and you're not good to that with the environment. You just killed some trees, and then somebody else needs to go buy it, and like the production is not meeting the supply. I think yes, it will definitely be applicable.
Okay, great. Tay, if they do any business on that, you have 7% royalty on the 7%.
Yes, you can sell them on Niftysouq. We're
On
building
Nifty Stock, of course. Bob says, "Welcome to Crypto Talks." Again, he asked his question:
Thank you.
Is it easy to start in NFT Souq? Any complex AML and KYC?
Nope. You just create a profile, username, and email, and then you connect your wallet. The KYC AML policy is coming from the people who you got, like, you come to us, you have your money. So the bank, the credit card company, the crypto exchange did their KYC AML on you. You have the money already. So, and then you come buy and shop from our platform. So there's no such a thing on our platform.
All right. Amin says, "Great talk. And do you have APIs?"
No, and nobody has that. Okay, there's SDKs to exchange data, and we
Okay.
would take and read from SDKs for regenerative projects. I don't know the purpose of that, but please reach out to me, LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter or whatever is that. So nobody have like the essence of, as I was discussing a minute ago. So APIs does not, should not really exist. The decentralization allows anybody to build on those blocks. So you can build that museum or gallery on Niftysouq, as I was just talking a minute ago. So you don't need anybody's permission. But please speak to us. We would love to. Anybody can
Maybe
speak.
he's mentioning SDKs to mint on his own website while it is actually
Oh,
minted.
please. Yes, you can mint your own minting page, produce 100,000 NFTs. You do the first sale. We come as secondary market. Like, and that's the essence of why we should exist.
Okay. 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 That's very interesting. I don't know if you can redefine what you just said. I think it makes much more sense now for the audience. How you can help the audience establish their
Okay.
project on Niftysouq.
So if you are creating only some items like 50 art pieces, 100, maybe 1,000, but you're just an individual artist. So you're coming into the space, you're not a developer, it's not a complex project. You have your art, you're moving it into NFTs. This you could do by yourself. You create NFTs, just think of it as uploading on Dropbox or YouTube. You just upload those files and you create the tokens on our platform. You own them. We don't own them. You can take them and shop them and like gift them or display them on any marketplace. This is the beauty of decentralization. You are not tied to a platform or a company. We're not Google. We're not YouTube. We're not Meta. We're not one of those companies who channels the data flow. So you can create those on Niftysouq, and we provide the infrastructure for people to bid, auction, put price, show how it is moving, receive offers from people. It's a huge infrastructure that you don't need to build. Um, I'll come to that. I mean, for the buyers, for the projects that has a minting page, so somebody built a project with a utility that gives you access to Metaverse or any other place or for a game, and you can use those assets. They create them on their own website, and they do the first sale. It's like going to the market and saying I'm selling for $1, the first sale. And this is very easy. You sell, you take the money. Then this becomes like a complete trading item. And for that, you also need auctioning, bidding, offers, trending, showing the trending ones or like the volumes and the community there, like the buying and selling, and like the auction. Like you cannot build the infrastructure for 5,000 to bid on something worth of 1,000 Cardano or 1 Ethereum and hold them for 3 days. It's a huge infrastructure. And those you come to Niftysouq to help you with. Reach out to us. We help you with the integration, the onboarding. We're doing this with all the artists. We did it with the few hundred artists. We went into Zooms. We explained. So this is part of our mission. We educate and onboard people, and you don't pay anything for it. It's a free service.
Very, very interesting. Thanks for that. I'm just checking more.
We're exceeding the time. I'm feeling.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Well,
I don't mind.
how do they cash out, and can they cash out in Europe?
You either. I think you should go to off the counter. You go to Tay and Flus, and they will cash out the money for you.
Okay. That's a good
There's
plug.
another company for that. We're not worrying about it, but I mean, your life should be
Let's say
easy.
you are in let's change a little bit. Maybe you are in UAE or in KSA.
We
How
are
do you?
working with
So
companies now.
it's a Ethereum wallet. You integrate with what wallet? Let's take it a little bit different.
With anything that is coming with Wallet Connect feature.
Okay.
So it's not just MetaMask.
Okay. That's. I think that's a better way of.
See, so when you want to cash out, we send you to one of those companies that they will just take the money. This is today still like an exchange shop, but now it's going to be very. Every day we're seeing a lot of companies who are fixing this issue in the industry and that issue. So it will be a masterpiece in a couple of years. But today we need to speak to each other and those companies.
Great. Marie Cremox is a fan from us, is actually a participant who's always participating from France. She sent a link of Niftysouq art. I will try to open it now. Very interesting. I think, anyway, I just want to display.
Our CEO, he's in France too.
Yeah. Who? Sorry?
Nabil is in France.
Nabil, yes. Nabil, yes, he's currently residing. That's the first page of Niftysouq, so you can get a feel about the identity of.
You should see the new one. It's gonna be cooler.
When is the date of the new one again?
I think within like 2 to 3 weeks max. It's there, but we're just doing massive amount of testing.
Okay, so stay tuned for more features, more redesigns, more.
Well, there's a lot of cool things. You can create the NFTs lazy minting. You don't pay $1. So even if you have 1,000, you just come display them. If they sell out, you pay the fees. There's a lot of things. Guys, you can reach out to us, please. speak
Great.
to us.
So
Instagram,
I
Twitter,
will
and
plug in again. This is Nabil. Welcome, Nabil, on board.
Sheikh
Here.
Nabil.
So I'll just plug in your contact again, so you can contact in the chat. And here it is on the screen: Talal Alafghani on LinkedIn or Niftysouq.com again.
Yes.
So you can really connect with them. So I really thank you, Talal, for joining us today. And
Being
also
Dear Falcon
Nabil.
are here. Guys, watch out for this project. It's cool stuff. It's an NFT play to earn game from the UAE. So also look at them.
All right, great. Thank you,
Love.
Talal.
Thank you,
We'll,
Rudy. Everybody.
we'll stay tuned with us. We'll go into sector and we'll see you in a minute.
Bye.
Thanks, Talal. So I want to thank Nabil and Talal for supporting the show, and Talal for coming on the show and talking about NFTs to the first Arab souq for NFTs or marketplace, if you want to call it. Let's continue with our scheduled information about what's happening in the world of NFTs and what's happening in the world of crypto. So today we're gonna be seeing more on the side of what's happening. We with the first news, which is related to Crypto.com, that they received an approval from the VARA. So which is a great topic, that because they are all over. I think they are sponsoring, buying, you name it. So that is really bringing some more players to Middle East, and knowing that UAE and Dubai in specific is really taking the big chunk from them. We saw, and then we're going to be mentioning later on about Kraken also. We saw other players in the market trying to enter. Was it Coinmina, eToro, Binance, BitOasis, Rain, and many others. So with also the new VARA regulation that is happening with the IFC and ADGM, we're going to be seeing more regulations. We're going to be seeing more companies starting from UAE, I guess, and then going to the region. The same thing that's happening in Bahrain. And we saw Coinmina, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of days ago, they expanded to Qatar. So that's some great news for the region, for adoption, and I would say for innovation. So it's really amazing. Now we'll jump into our second part of the news, which is Binance COO refute money laundering. As you all know, Binance is really under big problems now for the BNB. They are started to check on their compliance. If it was around $2.35 billion of illegal transactions, according to Reuters. So now they started more or less checking. I think there was a leak of emails also happening in Binance with the people, with cybersecurity, or maybe it's not a hack, maybe it's an internal, whispering. So we have to wait and see what are the news, what is the actual charges. Are they charging them also for KYC? Where did they get the money, or purely money laundering? We don't know yet. We have to wait and see what's going to happen. And then with that, but I think now what's more important in the world is what's happening in the US Senate unveil a bill to regulate crypto. And we are all waiting, I think, for that news for a while now. But the whole issue of this news, that it is still in the beginning. We don't know much about it, what's happening. What we know that two senators, they have created this this regulation to try to regulate it in the end of the day, but we don't know what's the future of it. We know what happened. The Bitcoin price has dropped. We saw what Luna, failure of Luna, the dramatic issues that happened. We saw a lot of, the market crash. We saw manipulation. We saw fraud. So all of this really, I think, drove two senators to reveal a legislation, which is yesterday, that aim at regulating cryptocurrencies and really other digital assets. What we saw also that this will only touch lightly on the regulation for taxation, not for regulating as a market decentralization or really controlling how Bitcoin works. It's more of making money on it, making profit on it as a governmental. But we don't know all of the bills that was really proposed. And one of the senators is coming from Wyoming, which is the #1 state in crypto in the United States. So we really have to wait and see what's happening in that space. And hopefully, more news will follow to understand more how things are going and where will this go on. So in the next news is about travelers now can want to inspect hotels in the metaverse before booking. So this is possible with this new project. It's really, I think it was driven from the pandemic as a start of augmented reality, and then moved into a metaverse where travelers don't want to get surprised. So now there are services for this, so which is very good. I like it. And then you can tap into this and then try to have a 3D or live or even jump into a metaverse perspective. But what's good about this also is that the news that last week we mentioned about Al Futtaim, which is a big not retailer only, a big property manager, creator, and they have a lot of hotels, which now accepts also Bitcoin or crypto. So that's gonna be also pushing a lot on the space of adoption. So imagine adding this to the crypto and to the payments. So I think it's a double-edged. It has a lot of profits before you book. So now you can see the room, you can see the hotel, and book it by crypto. We'll jump to the last news, which is Move to Earn app wants to get crypto enthusiasts exercising in a realverse. And I don't know if we hosted a couple of days ago, or not a couple of days ago, actually 2 weeks ago, Rabia from Step N. It's another Move to Earn application where you buy running shoes and then you optimize on that and how you will get paid while you move. So I think, with this incentivizing people to really move and extend the fitness in the world. So there's a lot of applications that are going into this space. Was it from even NFT use cases? I think they are all NFTs now, where you get one NFT and then you install the application. It monitors your movement and so on. So this is another new application which is called Amazy. So you can buy their NFT sneakers. There's also another project from the Middle East, which I will get to the name next week, and hopefully we'll try to get them also on the show. So I think regardless if it's about money or not, it's about an incentive of making people move in the space and trying to really encourage them, if you want to say, to try to create more, move more, burn some calories, and very interesting. If you look at the graphics, I will also showcase another one in a few seconds. It's an amazing project. So we had another one also last week, as we mentioned. So there's a lot of movement in that. So with that, I think I will end today I will start taking questions if you have. These are the Snickers that are in a virtual reality, a metaverse, NFTs, where you can utilize them later on also in the metaverse. So amazing graphics, at least. Let's jump into yes, Hani, thank you. It's Rabia Leba Coin, exactly. I'm not sure about this project. What do you actually get? Is it GST or non-GST? I'm not sure, but we can check accordingly. All right. So this is promised, with step N, it's $700 the NFT or equivalent in Solana. This one is promised to have around $100 NFT. We have to wait and see really what are the innovation in this, but again, it's amazing innovations, I would say. Some would argue about the legality, or are they good to go projects, or trying to bluff people, or pull or rug pull or whatever. I would say watch out always, do your due diligence, and make sure that you are checking the project. And in the end of the day, you will only use some calories while you are gaining your health, which is very good. So with that, I will take it now. If there's any questions, uh, uh, to join us, or try to have the last question before we end. Talal was amazing. I think he's a great. They have a great project from our region, so hopefully they have more success with their 2.0 release. So interesting. Yep. So thank you, Hani, for the update. Yes, it is GST, as Hani also mentioned. I think that's a great update. Green Satoshi tokens. We have a question which is related to how does booking with crypto works. I think you are talking about the hotel here. They haven't developed the application, but I guess what the news was, they will do it with Binance. They did the partnership with Binance, so they will create the gateway, so you can, with your Binance application or any application, using crypto. Where I saw it on others, I tried it myself. Was it from the website? You can directly connect to your Binance, or was it from the booking website, where it gives you a QR code, and then you take your mobile application, and then you scan your QR, and then directly also the price will show, because that's the most important part, which is the variation. If it is in Bitcoin or it is in USDT, it depends. I was paying in USDT in crypto, so you can buy that. Even in Binance, it actually has a gateway. If you look into the first page, other applications, you can directly book a hotel from Binance today. So they're not working with booking.com, they're working with another vendor, so it's already integrated. You can see your financial position directly from the mobile application. Regarding Binance, could we see another Luna happening, or we have to wait? Luna from perspective of the crash, or Luna as perspective of Luna 2.0? I don't think we are in a crypto space. Of course that will happen again. That's my total belief. There will always see failures. If you look 10 years ago, or not 10 years ago, if you look at 4 years ago, there are many coins or many projects which were listed on Binance or any other known crypto, and they disappeared. So it's not the first one, and it will not be the last one from that perspective. What Binance actually tried to compensate its users, that was a very good step. But again, compensating something with that has failed and without any support and technically bankruptcy, what got people frenzy, if you want, to liquidate their positions, and with liquidating their positions actually dropped the price heavily. So let me check now the Luna 2.0 price, just for reference. It's below $3. That was 3 days ago or 2 days ago. Today, we don't know. Yeah. So it's another failure for the crypto. We will see more. Those things are what is driving more regulators to really regulate the market for failures. And I think, in terms of regulations and governance, it has become decentralized by Binance, where they are taking those decisions, where possibly, you could make a consortium of exchanges to govern that space of ICOs or IDOs in that specific, so that not any coin can come into the market. But still, even with traditional, stock market and so on, we do see crashes, and many things are, happening. If you look at the stock market, was it 10 years ago, and the FTSE 500 or NASDAQ or so on, I'm sure you will find many companies that were available 5 and 6 years ago, but today they are bankrupt. We're replicating the real world or the actual financial system in a decentralized way. So it's not far from what's happening. So thank you all for that, and I was really happy having you all on this. I was happy having Talal from Niftysouq. We have a guest next week. Stay tuned for more information of how you can also update your NFT game and be on board. So stay tuned. By the way, if you want training for NFT, I'm giving a training on Monday and Tuesday. So stay tuned, so you can actually subscribe. I will put the links in the chat, so you can also call and book your seat. So with that, I'd like to thank you all and see you soon.